In the heart of Tarrytown is a new home with a wide open kitchen, but it's the primary suite upstairs that you have to see. If you want to live minutes from downtown Austin, then stick with me for a great home tour. Now this is 2526 Spring Lane right here in Austin, Texas. And don't worry, we're going to get back to that kitchen. I can't wait to show it to you in full detail. This home is over 3,000 square feet, has 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and was built in 2025. Now, I want to give a shout out to the listing agent, Scott Veggeberg at 787 Realty. And as we enter in through the front door, we are met with the main living room. And as you can tell here, we're going to see tons of windows, lots of natural light coming in, and fantastic upgrades that I'm going to show you in full detail. Now, my name is Raj Sahoo. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders. And at the time I'm recording this video, my wife and I are looking at homes around this area. And so that's why I'm starting a channel exploring homes as my wife and I explore, showing you what's possible in neighborhoods that so many people tell me they want to be around, like Tarrytown. And we're talking about Tarrytown compared to other neighborhoods later on in the video. But like usual, we got to start right here in the kitchen. Now, what my clients tell me they want in their kitchen is as much natural light as possible. And the issue with a lot of kitchens these days, especially when they're the back of the home, the patio is what covers a lot of the windows and you just don't get as much natural light. But in this home, you saw we had a fairly large front yard. We got some mature trees, but nothing very close by to these windows. And that's why you see so much natural light coming in here that accents all the great design. And the second thing that people tell me they want so much is they want a contrasting color. So you saw a dark countertop on the kitchen island, which we're gonna get back to. And I think those light veins running through those countertops get pulled out by the color in this designer vent hood, as well as the backsplash that goes all the way up to the ceiling. But I gotta keep going back to windows because I'm gonna show it to you in full detail. There are windows on all 3 walls in this kitchen, and it makes a massive difference on how this kitchen feels. And I can't tell you how many times I've looked at photos on Zillow of a listing and I thought, oh, those photos look good. And then I walk through the home and I say, this looks completely different from what the pictures look like. And it's because those pictures are edited with an increase in exposure and all the editing hacks that now AI can do to make it look a lot better than it actually is. But I can tell you right now, being in this kitchen for more than 10 minutes now, it has felt so good with all that natural light coming in. Now, we do have some pantry space here with the pull-out drawer. Let me know what you think about this for pantry space. And then I want to make sure I get it. The exterior countertops, I love how they kept those light and bright. It really matches up with the backsplash and the designer vent hood, and that really provides that contrast against that kitchen island. Now, we do have Bosch built-in appliances, microwave oven, fridge. Everything's upgraded to the nth degree here, and that's what you expect when we're looking at homes around this price range. And if I didn't mention it earlier, this home is currently listed at $2.575 million, or just under $2.6 million. And I think you can see why. Brand new with a dining room combined in with the living room. And this is one of the biggest needs I get from people. And before I get into that need, I gotta show you these candles really stress me out. I thought about my wife and I, we have a 3 and a 1-year-old at home. I just thought about them toppling each other's Lego sets over, and they would definitely topple that over. But completely random, had to point it out. I want to get back to this main living area because so many people tell me their dining room right now sits in an area that's dedicated and kind of off in its own space. And they never use it. Their dining table just gathers dust, and they want it a part of their living room. So their living room feels large and has a lot of natural light coming in. And that's exactly what they did here on this new build that you don't see too much in the older homes, or unless they've been remodeled and walls have been taken down, you just don't really see it as much. And that's what a lot of people tell me they like touring for the new builds in these areas, is they really make them more modern and more functional for today's needs. Now, I did want to mention this window. I thought was a fun design when I walked in the front door, but then I realized it must have got smashed recently, and there's a blue tape there. I'm assuming they're going to fix it fairly soon, but sometimes that happens. Hopefully not a rock that got kicked up during somebody weed whacking back here or something like that. But what I wanted to get to was really this backyard, because so many people tell me when they're looking at homes around the Austin, Texas area, they want to be close to downtown, but when they are downtown, they get no backyard space. And when you have a dog, or maybe you have young kids, or maybe you just want to get out, walk around your yard, there's nowhere to do that. And that's where I find these properties around Tarrytown or other neighborhoods like Allendale, Rosedale, Northwest Hills. These are the areas that people feel like they still live in Austin, but they get backyard space, they get all these cool things that you can't really find in downtown Austin. And also, you can't really get mature trees like this or neighborhood parks close by like this. Hey, real quick, I'm at the Tarrytown Park that is a 2-minute walk from the home that we're touring. This is why I love coming out to areas like this. I know it's nothing baffling having a neighborhood park like this, but my point in sharing this with you is it doesn't feel like you're minutes from downtown Austin. But when you're in this park, this small pocket park, 2 minutes walk from the home that we are touring, it feels like you're in a completely different area. Now, speaking of parks, if you like Zilker Park, or you've heard of Austin City Limits, which is a big music festival, biggest in Texas, that's right here in Austin. It's held at Zilker Park. That's about a 7-minute drive from the homes that are in this area of Tarrytown, without traffic, right? It's a few miles away, and this is why so many people look at homes around this area. It's the location and what you can get around this area that's incredible. And so if you're interested in that, you want to connect with a great realtor, connect with me and my team by scanning this QR code. It starts a text message, and all you got to do is click send, and then my team and I can connect with you on your criteria and figure out what your best options look like. Also, at the bottom of the description of this video is a number. You can also text that number. That goes to me and my team, and then we can connect with you if you're watching this on your mobile. Now, if you're watching this home and you're loving what you're seeing, wait till you see what's coming up next. Back to the video. Okay, getting back into the home. There's still a lot to see here. I know I say that often in many of my videos, but it's because there is, right? This home, right in the heart of Tarrytown. There's so much to see around this area, but I want to keep going with this house because I love the unique layout where you enter in through the front door. You're met with so much natural light in the kitchen, where so many people tell me that's where they spend most of their time. But so many people also tell me they want a home that is multi-generational living. That's the key part of all this. And multi-generational living usually means the main floor really needs to have a bedroom with a full bathroom off of it with a walk-in shower. And you're gonna see that. You're also gonna see a study here that I'm gonna get to in a second. But first, I really wanna go to that bedroom downstairs. A lot of people tell me, hey, they don't wanna sacrifice on location. That's why they're looking at Tarrytown or Rosedale, Allendale, Northwest Hills, Brentwood. They want to feel like they live in Austin. They want to be minutes from downtown Austin and all the events. But when somebody visits, it might be parents, might be grandparents, might be somebody elderly, they don't want going up and down the steps. They really value that first bedroom downstairs, and a spare bedroom is great. Many homes back in the day that were 2-story were built with a primary bedroom downstairs and then all the secondary bedrooms upstairs. And so the tough part about that is when, somebody elderly visits and you want them to stay with you on the first floor, you end up giving your primary bedroom up. And that sometimes is a bit of a hassle. All your belongings are in your primary bedroom, obviously, and then it's a little bit awkward with your parents staying, or grandparents staying in your primary bedroom, because then they feel awkward. They feel like they're kicking you out of your own bedroom. And that can be tough. But hey, my wife and I have done it. I've heard of people doing that because that's what it takes to get people to visit without having them stay in a hotel room. You want them to stay comfortably in your own home, right? That's always going to be the dream for so many people that are looking around this area and having people visit Austin, right? That's the point of coming to Austin is, you're going to enjoy the lifestyle that's here. And also people are going to visit you because they want to be in and around Austin. Now, the solution to all that is to have a spare bedroom downstairs. And for this one, it's not an in-suite full bathroom, but it's very close by, as you can tell. And then you have that walk-in shower, so no getting in and out of a tub. What's often missing when I see a 2-story like this that's new, that does have that spare bedroom downstairs, is it doesn't have a study. And what I love about this build is they fit both of them in here, where you have this is exactly what people ask me for is, hey, I don't want to have a study and a spare bedroom. We're already compromising on space by moving to Tarrytown.
So we're not getting as much house as we want, but I just need an area where I can work from home. And that's exactly what I think of when I see this study that's located in the back of the home on the first floor, away from the bedrooms upstairs. Let me know what you think about that. It's also some pretty good natural light coming in through that study. And then on this side, we do have access to a garage, and then we have an area to hang up belongings. Perfect to put a mud bench in here as well. And we're right off of the utility room. So everything's situated really well on this main floor, but it's the upstairs that I can't wait for you to see, because I love the primary bedroom bathroom combination. They even fit in a game room loft area at the top of the stairwell. And I love how that second floor is situated on this home. Okay, so utility room here, they got some built-in cabinetry, space for a washer and a dryer. We even have some more cabinetry on this area right off of the dining room, which is over there. And then again, this was access to a garage. And then this is actually really good storage underneath the stairwell. Now they have a car parked in the garage, so that's why I'm not showing it, but it is a good garage space. If you want details of anything that I missed in this home tour, just reach out. Happy to provide it for you. Okay, we're gonna head upstairs next. Can't wait for you to see that primary bedroom, bathroom. I don't think we have any more standing candles. I think we talked about it before. That kind of stresses me out. But you let me know what you think about this upstairs. Now, what I love going upstairs is you're met with these windows, right? When you walk at the front, right? And you're able to see all the great mature trees that I pointed out in the backyard. Maybe not this one that you saw, because we were on the right side of the yard. Now we're looking at more at the left side. And what I like about this game room loft area is it's a space between a couple of the spare bedrooms. So if you just need like a chase, kind of how they're showing here on the stage, like a place to sit down, but you don't need a large space, then I think this is great for a second floor loft area. Now, what you get a ton of space in is I'm actually walking into the primary suite. So I wanted to show this. There's a door here to enclose this space. And what you get is this massive primary bedroom and full bathroom. And we got good tall ceilings. We got a lot of natural light coming in. And this is what people tell me is their dream when they're moving around Austin, Texas, is to get a primary bedroom like this on their second floor. And what I think is most unique about Tarrytown is you get all these mature trees, you get these unique front yards, and yes, we do have neighbors across the street, but you can barely feel it, right? Even on this side, my car is actually parked behind there. I don't even think you can see it because of the great greenery that's here. Now we do have an electrical pole, but I don't think you notice it as much just because of all the greenery and mature trees that are around here. I like how they kept the space into the primary bedroom as open, so you get that wide open feeling when you get in here, and you still get privacy, right? You still have that door to give you privacy into the primary suite. And then we have a primary bathroom that is so well lit, does have a skylight. I like how it leads into the primary closet that already has some built-ins, and still so much to see here. Let me know what you think about this. When I entered the primary bedroom bathroom, I thought, wow, I saw the pictures, but I think I was still surprised. You never know with pictures. Sometimes it's, I shouldn't say sometimes, almost every time it's edited where they add lighting, right? You can just increase the exposure in Adobe Photoshop or, whatever software platform you're using. Sometimes AI just does it automatically. But I can tell you right now, entering this space in person, you get so much natural light, and the big reason why is right there. I found wall lights, skylights, everything adds so much natural light to these spaces. You're gonna see a ton of windows in the primary closet, and then they even have a a window here in the primary shower. And I actually don't remember seeing this. Is there a bathtub in here? There is. That's interesting. I don't even have the lights on in this shower, and I don't really need to, but let me show it to you with the lights on. They have a bathtub in here. Okay, so what this is making me think of is if you have little ones like a baby, you need a bathtub, and it's great to have that in an area that you have access to a crib. You have so much space here in the primary suite for everything that you want. And this is really taking me back to, we have a 3 and a 1-year-old at home. They're about to turn 4 and 2. So it's been about a year and a half since we had a baby, if you can do the math there. And so I'm going back to that time where when we were traveling, we needed a tub, and that's what it was like a must-have, right? Because we can't do a walk-in shower for obvious reasons. Can't shower a baby, very difficult to do. And so we had a freestanding tub in Italy where we were traveling. And for our 7-month-old, we put him in a freestanding tub, and he kept trying to wiggle around. He's our son, so I feel like he has a ton of energy. He's always up to something, up to mischief, and he was trying to wiggle around in that tub. And I was thinking, I think I need to get into this tub to figure this out. But if we didn't have that tub, we would have been in a lot of trouble. And so I think of that time for when I see a tub inside the primary shower. You can also just use that tub to kind of soak, relax. And I'm gonna kind of go back to it because a lot of people tell me, hey, they want to be around a window. They want to bring in natural light when they're just hanging out in the tub. And that's exactly what I think of when I see this wide open primary shower that's got a couple shower heads. It's got that big window in there. And I think they really hit it out of the park here with this primary bathroom. Let me know what you think about this. There's so much more that I could cover, like this tile running in a herringbone pattern provides a lot of great elegance in here. And when I talked about space in the primary suite for that crib, I mean, you got so much room here in the primary bedroom, but you also got this area for a crib. And I think about this area to kind of close off the windows and make sure that there isn't a lot of natural light coming in here. There's definitely things that you could do, putting in like blackout curtains behind me in the windows and then shutting all the doors here. That would provide a lot of great privacy there. And I really think about that space when I talk to some of my clients who are expecting, and obviously we just went through that with a couple of kids. So I love talking about that with our clients. Now, getting into the spare bedrooms, that's exactly what I'm gonna get to next. I get a lot of my clients who reach out to me from the West Coast, like Seattle and Bay Area, and a lot of them are planning ahead, right? And when I say planning ahead, they're looking around at their current area, especially on the West Coast in California. They're fighting to get square footage. They're looking around at prices relative in Austin, even though prices have gone up here compared to where they are in California. It's not even close. Their dollar goes still so far in Austin compared to California or Seattle, Bay Area, LA. I mean, there's so many other major cities I can mention that are not even just on the West Coast, and their dollar just doesn't go that far. Also, at the time I'm recording this, in California, it's very competitive. Right now, average days on market is very low in some areas of California, especially the popular areas. So it's still multiple offers. It's very aggressive. Whereas you look at Austin and we have a lot of supply on market, which is great for buyers if you're looking around at the right area that will do well over the long term. But the point is, for people that are planning ahead, what I've found is when you buy a house, I can't tell you how many times I've had people build from scratch and they're looking around at options and they decide to build, and while they're building, they get pregnant. And it's the best feeling ever when I get that call from somebody and they tell me the news, and I can tell they're gushing. Sometimes it's on Zoom and I can see them gushing, and I always think, I'm never gonna ask, obviously, but when I see them gushing and I know the news that's coming up every time, they're expecting and they're so excited because they know that they have a house that is gonna situate them really well because they planned ahead. And that's what I think about when I go through these homes, is for all my clients that are, have these different dreams and goals of having a house that's multi-generational, that they can, instead of having their family stay in a hotel that's close by, they can finally house them for a little bit, especially if they're expecting a new baby. That's when I think every parent can kind of tell you that it is overwhelming. Nobody can prepare you for your first child. It's incredibly difficult, but it's amazing. And it's amazing no matter where you are. The experience is incredible, but it is nice to have a home that is well thought out and planned ahead to get you that backyard space. You know, once you need a little bit more growth, you need a backyard that's usable. You need a second floor like this that has some great natural light. And then you need, again, 2 stories to get you a little bit more privacy between you and whoever's staying with you, right? Because it's great to be together, but sometimes you want to feel like you're not living on top of each other. It's great to have that second floor, and that it gives you that built-in privacy between these floors. Okay, let me know what you thought about this. Walking distance from Veracruz, right in the heart of Tarrytown, with this wide open kitchen that's uniquely on the front of your home. And again, if you want more information on this, just reach out to me. And the way to do that is you can scan this QR code if you're watching this on TV. It starts a call with my cell phone at the time I'm recording this. All you got to do is click call and confirm. And then my team and I can talk to you, speak more about your criteria, get to know a little bit more about details that you're looking for in this area, in homes. Even if you don't have that, even if you're just saying, hey, I like that wide open kitchen, but I don't really know anything else, I'm a little bit early. Don't worry, let's discuss your options, and then we can start sending you different options around this area so we can start narrowing things down, or even just give you a feel for what's out here in the Austin, Texas area. Now, if you're watching this on mobile, there is a way to contact me. My number is usually at the bottom of the description of this video. I'd be happy to connect. And if you want to see another home tour, go ahead and click on this side of the screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.